Hi Dollar Divas, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to finally be doing that Q&A I've been promising. It's going to be a get ready with me style video. So I'll just be putting on some makeup while I answer some of the questions you guys sent to me. And I do have some new hair, by the way. Sheen. And some new earrings, also Sheen. So anyways, if you're a returning Dollar Diva, thank you so much for coming on back for another video. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Jessica, and I'm basically a bargain makeup channel, which means I like to do a lot of the same fun content that other makeup channels do. I just like to keep it in the bargain price point, so the closer to $1, the better. And today I'm, of course, doing a chatty, get ready with me, and answering some questions for Dollar Divas that have been with me and all that kind of thing. So it'll be a good video for you to get to know me a little bit if you are new. So if this sounds like the place for you, I do hope you'll become part of our Dollar Diva family here on YouTube. And I'll have my entire get ready with me playlist linked down below, as well as some other content. That way you can catch up on some other things we have been doing around here. And yeah, we get quite a bit to dive into today. So without any further chit chat, let's just go ahead and get into today's video. So I will tell you what I'm using as we go along. Most of it's Dollar Tree, and a couple items are just like some other random stuff. So this is actually a Shop Miss A eyebrow pencil. It's from the AOA Studio. It's in medium brown. It's one of those it's got a thin side, and it's got more of a thicker tapered side. So that's what I'll be using today on my brows. So the first question I have, this is from Nalia 9018. And she said, I would love to hear more about your stage job. How long have you been doing it? How did you get into it, etc.? And this has actually got a couple, this is actually like a two-parter question. If you're new here, I am a performer. I work full-time in theater, and I have for many, many, many years. And not so much like Broadway style, that's not really my thing, but I work in concert style shows. I've been actually a magician's assistant for many years, but I'm actually really a singer. But I did enjoy working in a magic show for many years, and made a really good living doing so. And I still do it from time to time when needed or asked. But yeah, I am a full-time singer. And I do all types of music. I do country, I do, pop, rock, all that kind of thing. But my favorite, and currently what I'm doing, is Motown music. So what I've done the last couple years is I've worked in the theater I work in has more than one show, and I've done all the shows at the theater. Sometimes it would be up to at least 10. Sometimes if I did the magic show as well, it could be as many as 13 shows a week, which is a lot. This year I'm slowing down just a tad, and I'm going to just be doing one show. I'm just going to be doing a Motown show, and that will be 5 days a week. So that'll be a much slower pace. Usually shows are in the evening. I usually have a 5 or an 8. Sometimes they're at 7, just depends on what else is going on in the building. And yeah, basically, if you want to know a little bit more about my job, I have all day off. That's why I can kind of do YouTube, and I usually go in about an hour before showtime. I put on my makeup. I wear a lot of synthetic hair, as you can see. I'm just so accustomed to it. I'm going to clean up my eyebrows now with the Milani Retouch and Erase Light Lifting Concealer. This is something I found at Dollar Tree a while back. I'm kind of trying to use it up, so I'm just going to squirt some here on my counter and use my Sassy Chic brush to clean up my brows. So yeah, I do my own hair and makeup for the show. Like I said, I wear a lot of synthetic hair pieces. I'll have some pictures up here of me on stage and stuff. And it's just a lot of fun. I work with usually either 3 or 4 men that are in the show, and we've had more than one lady in the show. Currently, I'm the only lady, and we have a live band. It's like an hour and a half long show, and so yeah, it's fun. It's taken a lot of sacrifice to get here, to be a full-time performer, but if you love it, it's worth it, So the second part of that question is, myself and others who work on stage think of makeup. Do we like makeup or view it as a tool for our work? Do performers care about the popular brands, the way beauty enthusiasts buy and hoard makeup, or do you just get whatever gets the job done? Yeah, generally speaking, performers aren't, at least in my experience, makeup enthusiasts. Oddly enough, I actually know a lot of I've had some experience with performers that, in my opinion, don't wear enough makeup on stage. That's a whole other issue, but I'm trying to use this up as well. This is the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I'm going to put this on my lids and prime my lids for eyeshadow. So yeah, generally performers aren't really makeup enthusiasts. And yeah, sometimes just as any a person that's not in show business can be enthusiastic about makeup. Sometimes a performer is. But like I said, I've had all kinds of experience. I worked with a girl that literally she had maybe 8 or so makeup products, and she would constantly run out. She'd be like, I don't even think about my eyeliner until I run out of it, you know what I mean? Whereas I've got 12 different eyeliners, you know, that type of thing. And yeah, so generally I find it's kind of a way to get the job done. So yeah, it just kind of depends. Like I said, in my experience, I don't think a lot of my performer friends have even as much makeup as I do. But yeah, a lot of times they'll just use what gets the job done. And we don't really, me and like the other performers that I know, we don't wear any special makeup. We literally buy what you would buy, like whether it's high-end or drugstore or Dollar Tree. We just tend to wear whatever we like, whatever works. And like I said, I have experience with working with some people that I don't feel wear enough makeup, in my opinion. I personally love lashes, and I love a red lip for the stage. I'm old school like that. But yeah, generally speaking, not necessarily. Generally they do what gets the job done, or they wear makeup all the time, and then they might apply like a little bit extra of their makeup for the stage, you know. So this was gifted to me. This is the Beautiful Cosmetics Spring 4-Season Eye and Face Palette. So on the bottom, I've used this once before on my channel. It has like these are like face products, like a highlighter, bronzer, and then the rest are eyeshadows, and they've got like a glitter and shimmers, and I'm gonna just have some fun and get a look with this. So the next question is someone else wanting to know more about my job and how I got into it. So basically when I was about, I don't know, maybe 8 or 7, I got into singing because I used to go to this campground where I spent every summer. It was like a family campground, so I went with my like my parents and stuff. And I went there like my whole childhood. Actually, my best friend Kim, her and I like got to know each other and meet each other there. I'm gonna go into my crease with this shade right here. This is the shade Thrive. And so I really had no interest in singing until there was a girl that was a little bit older than me. Her name was Amy. I just thought she had like this long hair. She's kind of the first person, like she kind of taught me how to ride her bike. I just thought she was just, you know how when you're younger, like if you're a girl and you look up to like this, there'll always be like that one girl that was like a little bit older than you, and you just like look up to her and stuff. I just loved this girl. And like I said, she just had the longest like brown hair. She would usually wear it like a long braid. And she would sing the song from The Little Mermaid, and I just thought she sounded exactly like a Disney princess. She probably couldn't hold a note, but to me, it was just like the best. And so I had her teach me the song. And then I think around the time I turned 10, I kind of became obsessed with Mariah Carey. So then I sang Mariah Carey, everything I could from Mariah Carey. And then I got into TLC, and I would sing stuff by TLC. So it was like Mariah Carey and TLC. That was it. And then at some point I got into country, and I got like obsessed with like Leanne Rimes. And then I branched out to like other singers, Celine Dion and other country singers, Shania Twain and all that stuff. But so in my teenage years, I wanted to be a country singer. And I was from Boston, so that wasn't necessarily like, it didn't seem normal, but now that I look back on it, it really wasn't that weird after all. So for a long time, I wanted to move to Nashville all through my teenage years. I'm gonna now go into that darker brown shade there called Bloom, and then I'm gonna go into some fun colors. So all through, yeah, my high school years, I just was waiting to like move to Nashville. And then kind of when it came down to it, I discovered the area that I live in now, which is a little bit more of like a tourist area. And I realized you could just like work. There were all these cities and all these jobs you could do, like dinner theaters, and they're all over the country. It's not just here. They're like, you know, Branson and, you know, Orlando and all kinds of places where you can just literally work as a performer, you know, and you can make a living. And so when it came down to it, I decided not to do the Nashville thing. And I decided to move to a tourist town and work, you know, just try to get a job. And I moved down here without a job. And it was hard for me to get a job when I moved down here, like in performing, because I didn't have a lot of dance training, or really hardly any, so to speak. And a lot of times you needed to have a little bit, like couldn't just be a singer. You had to be like, show that you could move a little bit. And I could not move when I first started. I was not like a dancer. But eventually, you know, I worked my way in, and, you know, and I've been performing regularly. I moved down here. I moved to where I'm at now about 20 years ago. And the first 5 years were hard. I had a couple jobs, worked at a couple different places, wouldn't get called back, like come back and do a season. Worked on a cruise ship, didn't like that for the season of life I was in, but I've been working consistently since 2009. The last 14 years I've been working very consistently in show business, and that was my goal. Also, the other part of this question is also my background with makeup. I'm a trained makeup artist, and since I sing and do makeup, do I do other types of art, drawing, painting, photography, etc. When I was younger, I loved doing crafts. Like I can crochet, I can knit a little bit. I do like crafty things. I don't do them a lot now that I'm older because practicality, what am I going to do with all the stuff I make? I don't want to sell it or even give it away. So I don't do as much crafts as I used to, but I used to love crafts. I've always been kind of an artsy person. Definitely not like what's the word, like book smart type of stuff. Definitely artsy. And as far as my training, am I a trained makeup artist? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I do not ever want to do anybody else's makeup ever. I have no desire to. It's too much pressure, terrifies me. No, and I'm not trained at all. Everything I've learned is just stuff I've either picked up or have done on my own, or I've learned from other people here on YouTube. Yeah, no, I am not trained in any way, shape, or form with makeup. So I'm gonna take like a flat brush like this and I'm gonna start going into some of these shimmers. I don't know what I'm gonna do exactly. I think I'm gonna go into this shimmery shade here. It's kind of a purple, it's called Romp. And I'm gonna go into that and then I'm gonna spray my brush. I think I'm gonna do like a purple and green type of look. I don't know, we'll see. So someone else, and so the same person wants to know like how me and my husband met and do we have pets? So yeah, my husband and I, met actually working in a show together back in 2011. He was the comedian and I was a dancer. And so yeah, we met 2011 and we'll be married this year 10 years. So yeah, we met in show business too. He works in show business as well. He's now a host and a producer of another show here in town. So we both work full-time in entertainment, both of us. And we've lived here the same amount of time. He is not from here either. I'm from New England and he's from Alabama. So yeah, we both met here and worked together. So that's how we met. And then yes, we've got pets. We have 2 cats. We have Sophia, who's a 16-year-old brindle cat, and then we've got Tater, who's gonna be 10, and he's an orange cat. So then another question here is, what made me fall in love and passionate about Dollar Tree makeup? I know you enjoy high-end and drugstore as well, but what makes you more attracted to Dollar Tree specifically? You know, it's so funny. My first, when I decided to do a YouTube channel, I was going to be just a makeup channel. So happens that my first video on YouTube was a Dollar Tree makeup video. And the reason why I did it at that time was because, I mean, I had some makeup. I didn't have a ton. But I didn't want to invest a lot of money in like new makeup. So I bought a bunch of stuff from Dollar Tree. I'm going to go into this shade here, Frolic. It's like a shimmery pink. And I'm going to put that on the inner part of my eye. And then I'm going to go in with some fun green. So yeah, what I love about Dollar Tree makeup, I mean, I do. I have some high-end makeup and drugstore makeup and stuff like that. But I think what I love about Dollar Tree makeup most is that I love how I've seen it grow over the years, how I have personally witnessed Dollar Tree from being something where you could maybe get the utmost of basics to now you can get liquid eyeshadows and eyeliner glue pens, and you can get all kinds of stuff now that you used to not be able. It used to be just like you could get maybe a really cheap liquid liner, a not so great pencil eyeliner. You could get some kind of okay eyeshadows. You could get some terrible mascara. There was a time you couldn't really even get good false lashes or lash glue. Or now they have like not only do they have eyebrow pencils, but they get retractable eyebrow pencils. And it's just I've enjoyed seeing what you can buy for $1 or $1.25. I just think it's amazing the growth and what you can buy, and I love seeing what you can do with it. And I know that there are people that aren't interested, but I just love seeing what looks I can come up with and what products are out there for $1 or $1.25. Because I do think a lot of more expensive makeup, it's not necessarily better, it's just hyped up and the packaging costs more and hype. It's a lot of hype, that kind of thing. So now I'm gonna go into that shade right there. It's the shade Grass, and I'm gonna make this kind of a halo eye, so I'm gonna put this like in the middle of my eye. Take that same brush, I'm gonna clean it off. So yeah, I love seeing the looks that I can get. I love showing you all, and I love showing people, especially people that absolutely cannot afford anything but Dollar Tree. I love showing you what you can do. You know what I mean? It's just, I love it so much. And I love shopping at the Dollar Tree for makeup. I love when they have something new, I get so excited. And then I know I can buy it all because it's not gonna cost me an arm and a leg. I just love that. I couldn't imagine being a high-end makeup channel and having to spend all that money. It like actually makes me like physically sick to like I said, I'll buy a high-end palette every now and again. And when the palette craze was going on, I bought way more eyeshadow palettes than I need. Makes me sick to think of spending like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a year on makeup that I'm never going to get a chance to use, but I can't. So Dollar Tree's just been really great because it allows me to try new stuff and to show you, and so many of the products I personally love. I find so many gems for myself. So it's just, yeah, it's just a passion of mine. And it started a little bit after I started my channel. This is Lynch 8418. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention names. The last one was Sarah Chauveler, 1993. And I might be pronouncing all of these wrong. But yeah, this is Lynch 8418, which has been a long time Dollar Diva of mine. And then she also said, if you could do a dream collection at Dollar Tree with a brand, what brand would you choose and what products, themes would you want to be the face of? You know, of course, I mean, LA Colors would be wonderful. IONI would be fun too. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, I think in some ways, I think IONI could actually, because I love bright, colorful stuff, as you guys know if you've been with me. I'm going to go into that green shadow now and put this on while I'm talking. Yeah, I would say I'd be happy to do, I've done some PR, like I've gotten some PR from Be Pure, but they never send me makeup, and then they have just like stopped sending me PR. And so, so I would say either LA Colors or IONI. And I would say kind of IONI because, in some ways, because I feel like they would be really fun. Like, they could probably, like, the colors, you know, they would probably come up with a lot of really, like, fun colors. And you know me, I love color. So probably, like, IONI would be, like, my dream, like, collab. But also, of course, LA Colors. I mean, they're iconic. They've been around forever, you know. And yeah, just something bright, colorful, fun. I'd love the packaging to be bright, colorful, fun. Yeah, I don't know that it'll ever happen, but that would be fun. So we're going to come back to the eyeshadow and move on to liner and lashes. So I'm just going to add a layer of mascara. It's just the Beauty Intuition mascara, nothing crazy. I am going to be putting on false lashes. So then this question here is from Mimi's Mega Life 4976. She said, I would love to hear how you met your husband and also how being a stepmom has been, and tips for creating a happy environment as a family. This is a funny question, and I'll tell you why. I've never actually wanted to be a mom. Like, I'm going to be 41 later this year, and I've never had a desire to have kids, ever. So, you know, I've had to be mindful of that when choosing a partner in my life, you know what I mean? And so my husband is quite a bit older than me. In show business, that happens a lot, too, because we just kind of are all in this, like, work environment, so it happens a lot in show business. So it's not weird, but he's quite a bit older than me, and so his kids, he's got a boy and a girl, and they're grown, and they were grown when we got together. So I don't know that someone having young kids would be a deal breaker for me personally, just because you know what I mean, or would have been in the past, you know. Now, of course, I'm getting older now, so I mean, you know, but yeah, so his kids are grown, so I've never really, and one lives in Florida, one lives here locally, but he lives his own life with his wife. I get along great with both of them. We see them both a couple times a year. We'll have lunch from time to time with his son and his wife, and then his daughter comes up and visits with us a couple times a year. And we get along great, but I don't really have to worry about that, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm not like an integral part of like having to like be like stepmom, or, you know, we don't even go there. We're just like friends, you know what I mean? So they don't view me as a stepmom, and I don't view them as like my stepkids. That would just be kind of weird. So we just kind of get along, and yeah, I haven't really had to worry about creating a happy environment necessarily. I mean, they know their dad's happy, and they like me, and I like them, and but yeah, other than that, that's not really a thing. But it's a great question, you know, and one that I'm sure you're interested to hear, you know. This is from Tammy Mellons K6J. How did you fall in love with makeup? Was your mom or aunt into makeup? Let's see. I'm gonna put on my IONI lash glue liner in one while I answer that question. You know, I don't really know, honestly. Not really. If anything, it would have been my aunt. My mom, I didn't really feel like, I never really like worshipped the ground my mother walked on, but my aunt was 10 years younger, and my mother's sister was 10 years younger than her. And I loved her taste. She had a perm. She always had the best clothes and the best taste. But even at that, I don't know that that's what got me into makeup. I think it was just kind of, I don't know, probably the internet. No, you know what? I'm wrong about that. I don't know. I just used to like going to the drugstore as a kid. And of course, Wet n Wild, like Wet n Wild and CoverGirl were like the brands back in the day. There's probably one that I'm forgetting about that doesn't exist anymore. I'm gonna put on some lashes. These, I don't know, these might be the LaFlare brand lashes. I think I wore them recently. But I don't know. I think probably seeing like celebrities and stuff may have like gotten me like wanting to kind of look like them and stuff like that. You know, probably piqued my interest in makeup and the fact that I would put makeup on. I never saw a Sephora or a high-end makeup product. My friend Janelle used to get like MAC, but I had never had any of that until I was a grown adult. But so the drugstore, I just loved going and getting drugstore makeup, you know, back in the day. So I just loved going and browsing. It might have actually been magazines. You know, that's probably if I had to. I used to love like reading 17 and YM, and I used to love, you know, I used to love Glamour and all that stuff. And so I'm sure it probably came from magazines, honestly, the advertisements, the makeup looks, the models, all that stuff. So yeah, I would say, you know, especially like those CoverGirl ads, like with Tyra Banks and like Nikki Taylor, and then celebrities, like the supermodel kind of went away and you had celebrities doing that stuff. So yeah, I would say magazines. It's kind of taken me a little while to come around to that. But yeah, definitely magazines got me into makeup. Okay, so I've got my lashes on, and I think this is a two-parter as well. Also, what's your favorite country music artist, and do you have any dreams of being in Nashville or doing the Opry? I used to. That was my dream, like I said earlier. So I'm gonna move on to the face and all that stuff, and then we're gonna come back and add detail to the eyes. So I'm just gonna be using, I wanna use this up. This is the NuColor, old y'all, BB Beauty Cream in Light. It's always a little light for me, even now, but bronzer will make it work out. So yeah, like I said earlier, I dreamed in my teenage years, I dreamed of becoming a country singer. We took a family vacation when I was like maybe 14 and came to Opryland, that used to be in Nashville, and my brother and I both fell in love with country music then, and when I went home, that was what I wanted to do, was be a country singer. So yeah, I used to, yeah. Even now, I mean, if I had the opportunity to be on the Opry, I mean, I wouldn't turn it down. I would love that still. Even though my dreams, you know, at 40 now, I'm not gonna hustle and try to make it famous, and it doesn't just happen. You know, you do have to put the work into it. You have to move to Nashville. You have to do that. So it's not going to just happen for me. And I'm not trying for it or anything like that. I'm just working. I just work in a theater, and I go there and I come home, and that's what I do. So yeah, at one time that was my dream. When I was younger, my favorite artists were like LeAnn Rimes and Shania Twain, and you know, your Martina McBrides, and there's another girl that was young like LeAnn Rimes. Her name was Lila McCann. I really liked her. And then I used to love Brian White. I was obsessed with Brian White, and you know, just a lot of the country singers from the 90s and early 2000s. But yeah, I have no dreams of that anymore. I just have dreams of, you know, I would love YouTube. I'd love to be able to make a living here with YouTube for the future, you know what I mean? And just continue to perform kind of in the capacity that I am. I don't want to work in theater too much. I don't want to really do the grind of theater anymore, but if I can just do a few days a week and have a couple days off and sing a little bit and make enough money, that's all I really now strive to do. And I understand that goals and dreams and things can change, so that's just how I feel right now. So yeah, I would just love to be able to kind of continue doing what I'm doing now and have, you know, be able to do it as long as I want to, you know. But yeah, I have no dreams of moving to Nashville. Nashville's not even somewhere I would want to move now. It's just grown up too fast, and it's not even the same Nashville that it was, you know, 20, 30 years ago. You know what I mean? The music's different. It's just different. I don't even really like the country music that's coming out now, and I know that's like an old person thing to say, but yeah, I don't much care for the newer artists and the newer sound that they have. I like it back from my time, you know, 90s and 2000s, you know. Who's your favorite subby? I give good hugs, just saying, hee hee. That was RIV Chick, Riv Chick. Oh, I'm gonna mess with these handles. Oh, I love all of y'all. Like, seriously, y'all are just the best. Especially the ones that I talk to all the time. Like, and there's so many names I couldn't even remember, but I always recognize like the same, you know, 15, 20 names or so. And I love y'all very much, very much. And the people I talk to the most are the ones I probably love the most, but I love you all. So then this is Zach Poling 9662. Do you ever see having a makeup brand in your future? Also, whether yes or no, if you were to have a brand, what would it be called? I mean, I would love to have a makeup brand. I would love to have a makeup brand at Dollar Tree. I'm going to put on some concealer while I'm talking. Just going back into that Milani. Yeah, I mean, I would love to have a makeup brand. I mean, it sounds like so daunting, you know what I mean, and scary. But, I mean, yes, of course, I mean, it would be fabulous. Of course, I would want it to be, like, uber affordable. So, I mean, I would want everything to be, especially nowadays, you can't really find makeup that is, like, I guess in some ways a makeup brand, you know, like an LA Colors, or even like now that Believe Beauty is gone, like a brand where like nothing is over $5 would be amazing. I always thought I would want it to be like $1 or like $1.25, but I think there's a need for makeup that is just $5 and under. You know, like where all the products are $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, and that's it. So I mean that would be fun. I mean, you know, of course the brand Dollar Diva would be great. You know, I don't know if it's probably taken somewhere or anything like that, but yeah, I would love to have my own brand of makeup someday. Of course, super like affordable too, bargain prices. Then this is ANOUCKB8908. Hi Jess, how did you make it in show business? Have you always loved performing? Thank you. Like I said earlier, I liked singing. I wasn't really like, I never really cared to do Broadway or anything like that. And I never really did theater in school. Well, I'm gonna go in with my LA Colors matte bronzer. I joined the drama club when I was a senior in high school. And of course I wanted to be like a famous pop star, or famous country singer, kind of concert style. And that's kind of the shows that I do now. I do kind of do these concert style shows. And I used to perform at like bars and benefits, and anywhere I could perform, I would perform when I was younger. And I loved performing. When I was growing up, I probably didn't, like I loved singing, but I probably didn't always love performing because I did have like a little bit of like a stage fright. You know, kind of a thing. So it was kind of like a love-hate with like actually performing. I can say I've always loved singing. But now I love really, like the older I get, the more I love performing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just got into it with a lot of determination. Like I said, it took a lot of work for me to break into like the local theater scene where I live, like in this tourist town. It took me a long time. It wasn't easy. There was a lot of competition, and I had to, some places, like where I work now, and even the magic show I was in, it wasn't love at first sight. I didn't make it in the show that I'm in now, and the theater I work for now, they didn't hire me the first year that I auditioned. Same thing with the magician that I worked for. I wasn't really actually hired by him the first year I worked for him. I was hired by the gentleman that owned the theater he was performing in. When he left that venue, he didn't take me with him. So it took a couple years for us to kind of reunite again and work together. And now that's a very good relationship. So I'm gonna go in with some blush. This is the LA Colors Too Cheeky blush. This is in Love Trap. This is from the spring collection. Put it on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna take a stippling brush. So for me, it took a lot. It wasn't easy for me to get a job when I first kind of got on the scene. I had some people here in town. I had someone that was a higher up in one of the theaters here. It was a dinner theater that, you know, it had song and dance and all that stuff. And he told me, he watched my video in front of me, my audition video that I had when I first moved down here. It was me performing in bars. That's all I had. And he told me I would never work in this town. And now he's gone, and I'm left working in this town. So yeah, it took a while. I did not have an easy road the first few years, but like I said, now I've been working consistently for like the last 15 years. Vera Calvin 6858, just been wondering if you're in Vegas or maybe Branson, and if you enjoy living there, or are you there only because of the show business opportunities? I don't live in either of those places, but very, very similar. And I moved here also because I did love the area. I'm gonna put on some highlighter. This is the e.l.f. Oh, I need to put on some powder too. I'm gonna do that here real quick. This is the Cappuvini Fluffy Mist Loose Powder. This is in light. This is for my Full Faces Sheen I did a while back. And so, luckily, the area that I moved to, I did love it. We used to vacation here, and so I really did love the area, which helped. I would never want to live in Vegas. Branson was somewhere, I actually almost moved to Branson 3 times for different job opportunities. It just never panned out. And I've actually never been, because usually when they're doing their shows, I'm busy doing mine. So someday I want to be able to get out there while there's shows and stuff happening, because generally we have the same off season. But yeah, in some ways I've had thoughts about whether I would still want to live where I live if I didn't perform, and me and my husband have talked about it, and we've kind of decided that we still would. Doesn't mean we wouldn't maybe have a house somewhere else to get away from the touristy area. I think I will always have a home here, so I do love where I live. So then Tennille Edwards, 7170. I would love to know what pointers you would give someone thinking about a makeup YouTube channel. That may be a lot to ask, but I'm thinking about it. So while I answer that question, I'm gonna add some liner to my waterline. This is just an e.l.f. eyeliner that I got at Dollar Tree a while back. It's just like in a dark brown. Like if you're thinking of doing it, absolutely do it. You have to love it. You do have to love it. It's hard otherwise because it takes a really long time to ever start seeing any monetary benefit, if ever. So if you love it, you just do it. I would say I did my first 100 videos on my cell phone and edited them in iMovie. And I had a little cheap light ring that I still have to this day. You don't need any money to start doing it. And in fact, I would advise against, spending a lot of money when you're first getting started. So I would say if you're thinking about doing it, just do it. And if it's something that you love, keep doing it, and don't put any pressure on yourself. But yeah, I would say don't feel like you have to spend a lot of money to get started. That would probably be my biggest pointer. Just start on your phone. Phones are amazing these days, and you can buy you a cheap little light ring or be in front of a really nice window, that kind of a thing, and, get you like a little stand that you can put your iPhone on or your phone on. And my biggest thing is you don't have to spend hardly any money to get started. So that's a big thing to keep in mind. So this is from Benji X Addict Forever. What were or are your holy grails, makeup or other? Okay, holy grails. I've had several over the years. Some of them have fallen away. Let's see, I'm gonna go and smoke out under my eyes. I'm gonna use, I'm gonna kind of combine those two brown shades right there. Oh gosh, that's kind of a hard question right now. I guess I can tell you some of what used to be my holy grails. The NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk used to be my holy grail. I used to put it all over my lid and then put my shadow on. It's just this white jumbo eye crayon. NARS Orgasm Blush used to be that was always my treat to myself, to have this beautiful blush. Now IONI and LA Colors make blushes that are every bit as good, but back in the day I could tell a difference between a CoverGirl and a NARS, but now Dollar Tree, there's not much difference in the quality between the high end and the lower end stuff, in my opinion. My goodness, I've got lots of Dollar Tree products that I love. I feature them in videos all the time. Like this matte bronzer is excellent. I don't know that I have an HG product anymore, makeup-wise. Something that I've for a long time that I've just that one product. I think the idea of the Holy Grail. I've got so much stuff too that I said, I love the Sassy Chic BB cream. But I don't know, I guess now I've used so much makeup that there's not any one product anymore that I could say is a holy grail. I do have, and actually this would probably be a good video idea, is if I lost all my makeup, what would I repurchase? I guess that's another way to word it. And honestly, there's a lot of stuff that would come from Dollar Tree. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I have an HG product anymore, oddly enough. There's just so many things that I do like, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna go and do something on my inner corner, and I might do something fun. Thinking of either going into that gold or going back into that green. I might try that gold just for fun. So this other question here is from Pajama Mama 5965. Who's been with me for a long time. How long have you and your husband been married, and what does he think of all your different makeup looks? We've been together for 14, we'll be married 10 years this year. It was actually his idea that I start this channel. He was like, you should do a YouTube channel. And the reason he was thinking is he always watched a lot of YouTube. I really didn't watch YouTube ever. He would have loved the idea of doing a YouTube channel himself with something, but he's like, I don't have the wherewithal to do it. And he said, but you do. You could do this. And I told him he was crazy at first. But yeah, it was actually his idea that I do this channel, oddly enough. And I've been doing it ever since. It'll be 6 years this year. And oh yeah, he just loves all the makeup looks. He thinks it's fun. He gets so much joy out of me doing this channel. It's actually the thing he's the most proud of. He's proud of everything that I do, but he's the most proud of me doing this channel. So he loves all the different makeup looks, and he knows way more about makeup than he feels like he should. All that kind of stuff that I do. He really finds it intriguing. I did not put on highlighter. I'm gonna go into the e.l.f. Jelly highlighter. This is in Dew. I found a bunch of these at Dollar Tree a while back. So it's just like a jelly highlighter. I'm gonna go back into that stippling brush. I'm gonna clean it off though. So again, another longtime Dollar Diva, Maureen Greer, 2691. Does your husband watch all of your videos? Yes. He has watched every single one of my videos since the beginning of my channel. If he doesn't watch it when it first goes up, he watches it the next morning. Yeah, he watches every single video. So yeah, like I said, he is my biggest supporter in this channel by far. And then from Tulip 1014, so now Tulip watches me as well as a bunch of people that work in her office. So my question is, would you wear makeup daily if you were not performing? Often I don't. Especially when I'm performing a lot regularly. I don't generally I get so dressed up on the stage that when I'm out of work, I generally don't want to get dressed up. It's just the nature of how it is, you know. So I think the eyes are done. I'm going to add some lip liner. This is IONI. This is the IONI lip pencil in Mombassa Spice, and then I've got a lip oil I'm going to use. So sometimes in the off season, if I have an opportunity to get dressed up, I'll dress up. Or but generally during the working year, I wear so much makeup and fake hair and gowns and shoes that when I'm off, especially if I'm only off one day a week, I generally will never wear makeup outside of work. Now, if I was not performing regularly, and there have been times in my life I've gone through little spells where I haven't had a performing job, I am more likely to wear makeup. Or if I had a regular job, I probably would wear some makeup, you know, most days and stuff like that. But you do get lazy when you are a performer. At least I do, where I don't care about looking good outside of my job. So it just kind of depends. Right now, currently, no. So I'm going to answer the last question, and I'm going to put on my lip oil. So this is from Short Stacked 1980. Rate these three artists, Madonna, Tina Turner, and Cher. One being the best in your opinion. Thanks. Well, okay. So first of all, they're all icons, all three of them. I don't really listen to really any three of their music regularly. I do have a Cher Greatest Hits CD that I bought years ago, and I bought it because I loved that song she does with Peter Cetera, After All. I literally years ago bought the CD for that song. This is the IONI tinted lip oil in Sweet Honey. So I love all but I think all three of them are superb icons in their own way, just completely different. That was the beauty of, I think, artists that came up back in the day, because they just all had their own identities, their looks, their sounds. First of all, Cher, I can watch old videos of her from the Sonny and Cher show, or her show in those Bob Mackie gowns. I'll see those reels that come where they just show her in gown after gown after outfit after outfit, and I'm entranced. I think she just has just the most beautiful aesthetic as far as wearing those Bob Mackie costumes. I can look at her wearing costumes all day long. And I think it's brilliant how Tina Turner, you know, she had to really recreate herself, and she did. She came out, I think she was in her 50s. I did a Makeup Celebrity Sunday on, I think, Cher and Tina Turner. And I think it's incredible how she just completely, she went with that hair, and she was, I think, in her 40s or 50s even, maybe, when she came out, after all the Ike stuff, and she came out with just her name, not a penny to her name, but she just got her name, you know, and she came back, and after, you know, all she wanted from Ike was her name. That's all she wanted, was Tina Turner. That was it. And then she emerged with that new hair and just the style and everything. And she had the biggest part of her career later in life. I think it's just amazing, and you know, made it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and all that stuff. And then of course Madonna just being one of the biggest pop stars in the world. You know what I mean? So they're all amazing in their own right. I would put Madonna as 3. I would put Cher as 2, even though Cher has had a Las Vegas residency and stuff like that. And she kind of was similar. She had this husband that started her career kind of like Tina Turner. They were joined with their husbands, and then they broke out and were more famous than ever. So her and Tina have a lot in common in that way. But I'm going to say Tina is my number 1, just because I feel her hardship was so much, and the idea that she only wanted her name, and then she became so big later in life, and just lived an incredibly happy life with her new husband in Switzerland or something like that. I just think it's really neck and neck between her and Cher, but I would put Tina just a little bit ahead, just because I think her story was just the hardest. You know what I'm saying? I really admire her ability to really change her look, and I don't know, I think it takes something really special to just decide, this is who I am, and now this is what I'm gonna be, you know. So yeah, I would say Madonna 3, Cher 2, Tina Turner 1, but but just by a hair between her and Cher. So I hope you enjoyed this Q&A, and I got kind of this fun, I don't know if the makeup look makes sense at all, but it is fun, and it was fun answering your questions, and I hope to do one of these again soon, and I do hope you enjoyed it. Of course, if you did, show me you did by hitting the like button. And again, go binge watch some of my other content if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.